times whenever a clinician will come in and play guitar, or a particular company sends out somebody, you're going to see, for Martin in particular, you'll see a lot of flat pickers or bluegrass players. For Gibson, you'll see singer-songwriters. With Taylor, you're going to see a lot of different players, right? One of the things that makes Taylor unique is that we're not really kind of married to one genre of music. You know, where, like I said, more traditional players will gravitate towards Martin, towards Gibson, towards some other manufacturers. With Taylor in particular, you see a lot of worship players, you see heavy metal dragon music guitar players, you see singer-songwriters, you see church players, you see people all across the board. So, choosing an opening medley of Bach, Ozzy Osbourne, Colin Ray country stuff, whoever wrote Over the Rainbow, you know, seeing all that stuff matched up, that's the Taylor way. That's why we start that way each night, to show you that this is an absolute mashup of a bunch of different genres with a bunch of different guitars that are going to set you up to win no matter what genre you play in, right? Now, when we start each roadshow, we say that these are you-centric. We're not out here to show how awesome and smart and funny we are, even though we are all those things, right? This is about the gigs that you're doing, okay? So raise your hand if you primarily only play at home. All right, raise your hand if you gig out, if you go out and play. Okay. Of the people who are playing at home, raise your hand if it's almost always instrumental. What about singer-songwriters? Someone singing along with you. Okay. Of the people who play out, instrumental stuff, instrumental players? With singers? Anybody play with a big band? Not like with horns, but I mean a larger band? Okay. All right, in each one of those gigs, there is a body shape that will set you up to be more successful, and there is a wood combination that will set you up to be more successful. And as we go through tonight and we talk about wood combinations and body shapes, we want you to think about which gigs you're doing and which one is most appropriate for you. All right?
All right, everybody. Just to let you know, my name's Eric Sakimoto, and I'm the District Sales Manager from El Cajon, California, of Taylor Guitars. And with me on my right is Corey Witt from Orange County. And I'd like to just let you guys know that we're thankful for Dietz Music for having us out tonight, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
Just a couple of quick announcements. The first one is all these guitars that you see here are on sale, so if you see one or more than one that you just can't leave without, by all means talk to one of the Dietz Music staff and they'll be glad to help you out. All right?
And at least one is already sold. So
yep.
you get to look at it, but it's not yours.
The other thing is, after tonight, if you go home and you feel like, man, I wish I would have bought that guitar, I'm going to be actually in Omaha at the Dietz Music location on Center Drive all day on Saturday. And all these guitars are going to be with me. And so if you want to come up, take the 45-minute drive up there, come on out. I'll be there all day to answer any questions, play guitar, whatever. All right? Okay, so kind of the format that we're going to be doing tonight, it's going to be separated into two sections. Okay, the first part, we're going to talk about tone and how the guitar gets its sound and try to find the guitar for you. Okay, so I will be talking about body shapes first and then go over tone woods. After that, we're going to take a 15-minute break and have what we call a petting zoo. Okay, where it allows you guys to come up here and play any guitar you want. Okay, so if you see one you just want to try, just come on up, play it, get 15 minutes, and then we'll reconvene and go over custom guitars, or built to order, specialty guitars. I also have a demo guitar over here on the right. This guitar up here, which will go over our expression system and our NT neck, our new technology neck joint. And then talk about end of the night with the T5s and some of our electrics. All right?
Do y'all have any questions before we start? Personal questions about Saki?
Which is me. About me?
Well, how'd you find your way into this career?
Geez. How much time do I got? I'll be quite honestly, I used to work in a retail store in Boise, Idaho. And I just sold a ton of guitars. And the funny thing is, I sell a lot of Martin guitars because a lot of people knew a lot about Martin's history and the way they're built. And after that, I was like, man, I sell a lot of Martins, but I don't sell any Taylors. So I started researching it and learned about all this stuff that I'm going to go over in a minute. I was like, man, I love Taylor guitars, so it all makes sense to me. I love the way they play, I love the way they sound. And honestly, all I did was fly out to San Diego, walked in there and go, hey, I need to speak to someone in sales, I want to work here. And you're like, who are you? It's like, I'm Eric Sakamoto, I want to work for you guys. And 2.5 years later, I got the job. And I've been with Taylor for 5 years. This is my 5th year. And I've been in this position as a district sales manager for a year and 5 months.
And listen, there's a saying in LA, and it's fake it till you make it, right? So if you are dying to be a guitar player for a living, if someone calls you and says, do you do chord melody jazz? You say yes. And then you have 48 hours to learn enough to dazzle them.
There you go.
If someone says, are you a salsa player? And you go, of course, that's my bag. That's exactly what I do. If someone says, are you a singer-songwriter? You're like, yes, I am. Because your mortgage depends on it. So, fake it till you make it.
The other thing is, I always tell people, like, what do you want to do in your life? What do you really want to do? And then people will tell me, like, we'll go do it. You got to figure out the steps to do it. A lot of people don't really have...
Unless it's to hurt other people, then don't go do it.
Yeah, well, you know... Thanks for the disclaimer, I appreciate it.
Exactly.
But I tell people, it's an American dream. You know, if you want to do something and you put the hard work to go and do it, then it will happen. And I'm living proof of it. And I enjoy every day of it, trust me. And this is actually one of my favorite parts of the job, coming out here, talking about guitars. I also get the opportunity to build custom guitars, okay? And we'll go over that, but I always think about what I'd want to buy, and I go out there and I make it, and I look at it, it's like, that's the most beautiful guitar in the world, okay? What would it be like to make a $10,000 guitar? Well, right here. And this is all AA koa on there, from Hawaii, and it's got a nice little ebony armrest on there, and a tropical vine goes along there. That's about $10,000 right there, and it's on sale for $6,000. So, when we take our break, come on up and give it a shot. You want it, Tim?
Yeah, I'll take it.
We've already sold 2 guitars tonight. Okay, so, any other questions? How did Corey Witt get the job?
Make it till you make it. They said, can you play guitar? I said, yes. They said, can you tell jokes? I'm like, most of the time, yeah. They said, are you brilliant? And I was like, yes, I am. Amazing. And humble. I was just saying earlier that humility is my greatest character trait, you know?
Okay, so let's get started. Let's talk about tone a little bit. On acoustic guitars with tone, what we try to do at Taylor Guitars is break it down. And we've actually thought about it, and we pretty much thought you can break it down into 3 sections, okay? First one is its body shape. That's where the sound starts. And from there, it's the tone woods. And we like to describe it as kind of like the seasoning of your body shape, like a little salt and pepper, add a little sugar here and there, you know, like you're doing a recipe. And then from there is the player, you the person, and we call it bone tone. Okay? How hard you fret the neck, how hard you push the strings down, the type of pick you use, even the string type, all will make the guitar sound a little bit differently. One person can pick up the guitar, hey, I can pick it up, make it sound horrible. And I can give the guitar to Corey, he's going to make it sound like the best guitar in the world. Which is why you'll never see me play any guitars tonight.